Let's go live. Come on, y'all. Let me know if you can hear me and if you can hear the sound effects. Let me know if you can hear me and hear the sound effects. TikTok, not TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Okay. Oh, what's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday Takeover. If this is your first time here for one of our lives, especially our Tuesday Takeover, first of all, look, y'all can hear me, right? Okay. This is where we talk about a variety of pop culture news and reality TV news and reality TV, including 90 Day Fiancé, Below Deck Down Under. I have to talk about Big Brother. Let me make sure. YouTube, Facebook, can you guys hear the sound effects? I'm not in my studio. There's some construction going on at Casa Kempire, okay? So I'm trying to make do so we can still do our Tuesday Takeover. It's been a couple of weeks since our Tuesday Takeover, and I had a lot of TV to catch up on. We had a lot of TV to catch up on. All right? All right, be sure to like the video if you haven't already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. If you're watching on TikTok, be sure to keep tapping your screens. We are live on multiple platforms talking about some of your favorite people, topics. I have to talk about Steve Harvey. I have to talk about Shirley Strawberry. I have to talk about Wendy Williams and that ex, Kelvin Hunter. I also have to talk about 90 Day Fiancé. Thank you, Judy, for the gifts. Thank you guys so much. Yes, we here. Thank you so much, Carol. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to our King's Guards. Shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to people that just watch and chat with us. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you helping us produce a show, a live show at that, and in our makeshift studio where everything is always changing. Everything is always changing. As you know, we love to get into a countdown just so that Notification Squad is notified that we are live. We are live for our Tuesday Takeover. Let's get into this mess, and then let's get into these hot topics. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. I'm going to go into this. All right.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer. Just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch the shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our Tuesday Takeover where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. We will be posting the timestamps a little bit later on. Sidebar. Mods, who's doing the timestamps? I don't know if Mama Ali is here. All right. I will be posting the timestamps after the live. I promise. It's not their fault. It's my fault because they send it to me immediately after the live and I have to I got to go post it. I got a lot of things going on. But anyways, every Tuesday Takeover, we love to start with some good news. All right. So we're going to start with some good news. And there's no way that we can have this week and not talk about Coco. Come on, Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff, come on. Come on, Coco. 19 years old, won the U.S. Open. Won the U.S. Open at 19 years old. There's a throwback photo of her watching the U.S. Open as a little girl, now a champion. Okay, she's the youngest African American to win the U.S. Open since 1999. You know who won it last time? Serena Williams. Come on. Look, I'm not a huge tennis fan like that. I like tennis. However, I'm not a big fan of it. I completely forgot the U.S. Open was happening literally here in New York City. I think the reason why I don't go to the U.S. Open here in New York City because it's always here in August and it's always hot and humid. Ugh. But I do like tennis. I actually like playing tennis. I don't do it enough because I'm just busy here working, but I like tennis. And I love seeing people like Coco who had a dream and looked up to people like Serena Williams, and now she's a champion. She's a champion. This is her first Grand Slam win as well. Congrats to Coco Gauff. Come on. Congrats to her. I love to see it. This is why when we talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta star Sanya Richards-Ross, and you think about her career separate from Atlanta, no matter how you feel about her in Atlanta, when you look at what she's achieved or what her husband has achieved as athletes, I'm just like, damn. It's pretty damn amazing. It's pretty damn amazing. So congratulations to Coco. 19 years old. This is just the beginning of her career. Just the beginning of her career. And all the celebrities were, I mean, that should be a reason enough for me to go to the U.S. Open. No, it's hot and humid. It's hot and humid. It's hot and humid still here in New York City. I'm not going to complain. Because a lot of you were dealing with very hot temperatures over the summer around the United States and around the world. Shout out to our international viewers. We appreciate you. Shout out to everyone in Morocco. I saw the earthquake that happened over the weekend. I hope everyone is safe. I know we lost a few lives over there as well. So prayers to everyone in Morocco. Okay. Okay. The other good news that I wanted to talk about. Look, the other good news that I wanted to talk about, and this is very random. But I'm going to talk about her because I do like her as a musician. Speaking of musicians, you guys do know that the MTV Music Awards, Video Music Awards happening tonight? I think that's happening tonight, right? I probably should make TikTok. I might do a watch party. Stay tuned. No promises, though. No promise. Don't hold me to it. But congratulations to Doja Cat. She has the #1 song in the country. Doja Cat has the #1 song in the country, and when I listened to the song, I was like, oh wait, not her sampling Walk On By. And I really do like Doja Cat's music slaps. I don't know how you feel about her. Oh, my old soundboard is back, y'all. If you are a OG of the channel, do you remember that sound? I gotta figure out that sound and bring it to the new soundboard. I mean, she's a little strange, but the music hits. Strange, though. Strange. Homegirl strange. Homegirl strange. Yes, Jay, I am looking forward to them as well. Looking forward to Megan and Cardi tonight. And don't forget, Nicki Minaj is also hosting the VMAs tonight. She's hosting. I'm looking forward to her hosting. She has such a personality that doesn't get enough shine in regards to it. Oh, Sadie said, what song? In regards to Doja Cat, congratulations to Doja Cat. She has, Coco too. Her song, Paint the Town Red, is the #1 song in the country. I actually like it. I do like it. She really is, like, she's crossed over. Like, she's hip-hop, but pop, R&B. I mean, she's a mix. But she did say that she wanted to get more into her rapping bag for this new project. Okay, Carolyn says she look. I gotta find the sound effect to put it back to the other one. Anyways. All right. So congratulations to Coco. Congratulations to Doja. Congratulations to Nicki Minaj. Congratulations to her. She's going to be hosting the VMAs. Not a lot of people have hosted the VMAs, especially artists. So congratulations to her. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, maybe we'll do a separate live tomorrow to recap it. If you want it, let me know. Live chat, let me know. Replay crew. If you all will show up, then I will show up as well. Look, I will show up as well. Okay. All right. Whit says, I like you. The song she did with Post Malone was better, I think. I think she's talented. I definitely think that Doja is talented. I'm just happy. There's a lot of rap artists that are going to be there. Deborah says, I missed that sound effect. Me too, Deborah. I forgot about it. But there's going to be a lot of female rappers in the building at the MTV Awards tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. Cardi and Megan are going to be there. Doja Cat, Nicki's hosting and performing. There was someone else that was going to be there that's rap. You guys will remind me. I said, wouldn't it be magical if, look, here I go. Fairy tales and all kinds of stuff. Imagine if Cardi and Nicki squashed their beef at this VMAs. She introduces them, they hug and kiss, and then Nicki's featured on Cardi's album. I'm Delulu, aren't I? I'm Delulu. All right. Look, all right, whatever. Okay, a boy can dream, all right. Because I know I'm not the only person that loves all of these women. All right? I'm not the only, I love them all. I'm not a Barb. I'm not a Barty gang. I like both of them for different reasons. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. She will be there as well. I don't remember if I mentioned her. She's going to be performing with Cardi. Their song, Bong, Bong. A lot of you in your feelings when I said I didn't even say I liked the song. I just said they really did that for that music video. You could tell they worked hard to create that music visual. I'm just saying. But anyways, we'll move on before the Barbs and the Barty gang start getting into it. Anyways, let's move on. Okay. All right. Where do I want to start? All right. So we talked a little bit about the VMAs. VMAs are coming on tonight. I will say this. Shout out to Tamar. I know you're thinking like, what? What is happening today? Because if you know that Tamar blocked me years ago because of because I've been doing this a long time, and we were talking about Tamar back. Oh, Tamar, it's our anniversary, Tamar. It's our anniversary. It's 10 years since Love and War, the project, and that's when I saw her in concert with John Legend, and I made some comments, and my intern at the time, what, Nasonia Morgan is going on? My intern at the time tweeted Tamar what I was saying, because what we were doing, my interns would tweet things that were happening on the show. Okay? And I was talking about Tamar, my experience with Tamar. My intern at the time tweeted Tamar. I was like, don't this intern know that we like to talk about people behind their backs? So that caused a war. A love and war between me and Tamar on social media, where she has since blocked me, which is fine. Hey, Tracy, my fellow Taurus. I haven't seen you in a while. So she was one of some great people that have blocked me. But again, I always say, you don't have a legend like Anita Baker that blocked you. And I do promise at some point today, I will finish my podcast, and release it and tell you guys who blocked me recently. And I don't know these things unless you guys send me stuff from these people, and I'm like, I can't see it. I can't see it. Oh, they blocked me on all platforms. Damn. Whatever. We'll move on. Let's move on. So, let me focus. Okay, so Tamar is celebrating 10 years of her album, Love and War, which I really love. And shout out to LaShawn Daniels. May he rest in peace. I interviewed LaShawn years ago because LaShawn has been behind some of your favorite songs. He's worked with Rodney Darkchild Jerkins for a very long time. He's an amazing vocal producer and songwriter and vocalist as well. And he passed away a couple of years ago. So he worked heavily, and he was also on Tamar's reality show with Vince. So you probably know him from there. So we're celebrating 10 years of Love and War, and she invited Drew. She invited Drew for her Atlanta show. So Tamar's going to have a little tour, okay, around the country celebrating Love and War, and she invited Drew to be a part of the show. And Drew said, I'm in. So Tamar tweeted this. She said, someone tell Drew Sidor, hashtag Drew Sidor. Why didn't she at Drew? But it's okay. She said, someone tell hashtag Drew Sidor to call me. I want her to open up for me at the Love and War 10 in Atlanta. I'm rooting for her. Some people say, why did she have to do this publicly? Why couldn't she just reach out personally? I mean, I think she wanted to throw public support for Drew because, yesterday we recapped the Real Housewives of Atlanta final part of the reunion, which was all about Drew and her gaslighting husband, Tommy, a.k.a. Ralph. Okay? If you missed our recap of Atlanta yesterday, be sure to check that out. But I really think that Drew has an amazing voice. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for her. I think Drew, get that set list together. Please get that set list together. I love Throw Us Away. I like the other song that she did with Ralph. I like Drew's voice. She's very talented. I want to see her focus on this because word on the street, there's no more there's no more Atlanta, allegedly. There's going to be a reboot. She might be out of a job. Allegedly. Focus on the acting and the music. Why was I watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, the reunion, right before the live yesterday? And as soon as the reunion was over, because they're invested, NBC. They promoted Kandi. The Pass is on Peacock. So as soon as the reunion ended, they immediately went into The Pass. So I started watching The Pass, but I said, pause. I want to be able to sit down and actually watch it. I have to say the quality of the filming of it was very good. Todd, the filming of this, it looks like quality. I don't know how I'm going to feel with these scenes inside Kandi's home, though. I don't know, because we're so familiar with her home. But I can look past it. Look, cheaper. Look, good for them. They're going to make more money off of this than they probably spent on this. Good for them. All right. So congratulations to Tamar, 10 years of love and war. She invited Drew. Drew tweeted her back, says, I'm in. She's like, I'm in. Yes, you better be. All right, since we're talking a little bit about the Real Housewives, I didn't get a chance with you guys to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the premiere. Did you guys see the premiere? Well, the standout star right now is Monica. Monica, who was an assistant to Jen Shaw, who's locked up, she won't let me out. She won't let me out. So she was an assistant to Drew. It's Drew and her assistants. Monica was an assistant to Jen Shaw. Jen Shaw recently she Instagram story. I don't know who's handling her Instagram, probably Coordinator Shaw, because she's in jail. And she's like, if you're going to use my name 2,500 times, blah, blah. Girl, let me move on. So apparently Monica was the assistant to Jen, so she knew a lot. Jen told her a lot about these ladies. So whoever casted her, whoever casted her smart, because she's bringing all the information that Jen said to her. But here's the thing. Jen is not a reliable source. So am I going to believe all the rumors that Jen told Monica? No, I'm not. I'm not going to believe all those rumors because Jen is a convicted liar. She's a convicted liar. Okay? She's a convicted liar. So I'm not going to believe that. But I will give Monica credit. She says, you know what? I'm going to see for myself. But I like her. She was excommunicated from the church. She was an assistant to Jen. She was shading the hell out of Lisa Barlow. I'm working on my Lisa Barlow. Oh, that's on tonight too. Damn it. What do we watch? MTV VMAs? Come on now. We will get back to Salt Lake City at another time. Okay? So I'm enjoying, I have to say, the first episode of season 4 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. And I have to say, Mary Cosby being back, I know she said some problematic things over the years. She might run a cult. This is why I'm blocked by Mary. This is why I'm blocked by Mary. Probably because I was reporting on the cult stuff. Not a lot, though, Mary. I'm not sure why Mary blocked me on Twitter. She didn't block me on Instagram, though. Hey, Mary. She was funny. She's unintentionally funny. I love her. For the show. I don't know about in real life. I'm still scared of her. Look, I'm still scared of her. But she was doing her job. Mary was doing her job on this episode. She was producing. She was engaging. She was trying to get conversations going. She's like, she said about Heather's book, ain't nobody read that book. Ain't nobody read that book. It's on the New York Times bestsellers list. Congratulations to Heather Gay. And on that new home. I see that the taglines have come out. I'm not going to go through the taglines right now, y'all, because I've been preparing for this show since yesterday. And not only did I have to prepare for this show, I had to prepare to do the show from my laptop in a whole nother space. So there are certain things I will have to address. I will address it during our recap of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, their taglines. Okay? So I just wanted to briefly mention that. All right. Since we're talking about a Bravo show, let's talk about Below Deck Down Under. Below Deck Down Under, y'all. Below Deck Down Under is killing it for me. Below Deck Down Under is killing it for me. I think they are doing such a great job. And you already know, the reason why I love Below Deck in general as a show is because you have to have a real skill set. Some of the stuff that happens, you can't pre-produce. And this is why I love it. But I have to say, I am still worn out, though. Producers, don't ever do this again. If you're watching, don't ever release 2 episodes a night. It's too much for me. I want to talk about these shows because I do love Below Deck. But it's too much to talk about Below Deck, 90 Day Fiancé. It's 2 episodes to cover. It's too much for us on a Monday night. Please. Just saying. But I have to say, I'm still very much engaged to this show. Below Deck Down Under is so good. So, it's been a couple of weeks since we talked about Below Deck Down Under, and a lot has happened. Our boy Adam was fired. Adam from Brooklyn. I really liked Adam. I really liked him as a person. And I liked to, hearing his voice because he reminds me of home. But he was fired, and rightfully so. Captain Jason did the right thing. Joao wanted Culver to be fired, but ultimately, Adam had too many incidents where someone could have been really hurt. Like that anchor thing, that really could have been bad. That could have been bad. So they had to let him go. So that was one of the things that we missed when I was away for Labor Day. So Adam was let go. Luke called. Remember Luke? Why Luke was fired? You guys remember? Luke was fired. So Margot, he reached out to Margot. Do you think that him reaching out triggered Margot and that's why she was drinking on the job? Homegirl was tipsy. So the real UK says Adam was going to sink the boat. Come on. I mean, almost. Let's be real. I don't mean to laugh, but it could have been bad. So he had to be let go. But Luke reached out to Margot and Margot started drinking. I'm wondering if that sort of triggered her because of what happened. If you missed what happened with Luke and Laura, that whole situation, be sure to check out some of our past Tuesday takeovers as well, because I like Margot, but there's a little bit of Margot that I feel like she's, what's the word? I feel like she's leaning into Aisha's sympathy. Sidebar, Aisha has made me laugh so many times over the last few episodes. She's actually very funny. She's very funny. And I love in this one of these last couple of episodes where she's very much aware of her own voice, because these new ladies that are on this super yacht, she was like, oh my God, does my voice sound like that? I was like, girl, if you only knew. If you only knew. But I do like her. She's very funny. She's very sympathetic. I think she's babying Margot a little too much. Just a little bit. One thing I wanted to correct, and my elephant brain. Oh wait, where's my elephant? Here we go. My elephant brain is working because Joao. So I wanted to correct something that we said a few weeks ago. It's actually probably 3 weeks ago when we did Tuesday Takeover and we talked about Below Deck Down Under. We had pulled up a comment that said that Joao was from South Africa. He's actually from Zimbabwe. So in me Googling and schmoogling, guess what else I found? Not the nudes. Come on. No. Focus. No, I found out he's a Taurus. Come on. Joel's a Taurus. So I kind of look at him a little differently. No, I don't have a bias. If I felt like he was a terrible human being, I would tell you. We've done that before. Hey, Drew. Look. I would tell you. I would tell you. But now I understand him because now him and Zarina are having a little bit of a love affair. This past episode, she called him fake and he was triggered. I was triggered too because I had a recent situation very similar to this. And as a Taurus, I could relate to his reaction. I'm being vulnerable to you and you're throwing that in my face. Literally, this happened to me. I'm opening, because it doesn't, I was just telling you yesterday, it takes a lot for Tauruses to open up. But once we do, don't throw it in our face. And that's what Zarina did. I kind of like how Zarina and Joel's relationship sort of naturally came together. They started off as friends and then it started to get real flirtatious. Shirley says, as a Taurus, I don't know how I feel about Joel being one. See, I don't know Joel's past history on Below Deck because he's been on other seasons and apparently he's been an F-boy. But I have to say, I like him in Below Deck Down Under. He seems sensible. He seems good at his job. I like his relationship with Zarina. I like Zarina too. Zarina makes me laugh. I think she's funny. But she called him fake. She called him fake this week and he got in his feelings and he shut down. That to me, like I'm seeing so much, when I Google schmoogled about him and I found out he's from Zimbabwe, but he's also a Taurus. I was like, wait a minute, he's a Taurus? I could tell because, you know, Tauruses usually have a certain sort of stature. I was like, yeah. I can see it. But I can also see it in his personality. If you're new here, we talk astrological signs. If you're new. Okay? Anyway. Gigi says that Joel has grown and matured. The new season of Below Deck Med is coming in a couple of weeks. I will be adding it because now Below Deck Down Under is ending. I'm going to add it. I'm just going to start fresh with this new season. I will have to backtrack to some of the old seasons, but I am going to watch Below Deck Down Under because we have a new Chief Stew. Where was this Chief Stew? She was on one of the other ones. She wasn't on Below Deck Med. She was on something else. Below Deck something. I can't remember which one it was. Was it Below Deck Down Under? Maybe it was. Maybe. You guys will remind me in the chat and a replay. Replay crew, as always, don't forget to let us know where you're watching from, your thoughts on everything that we're talking about. This is going to be a long live because we have a lot to talk about. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. But don't forget our merch. Our merch is merching. Head on over to thekempire.com and click the shop button so you can get some of our fall merch available right now here on the channel. Okay? All right. Oh, yes, Toomey. It's Toomey. Thank you so much. I couldn't remember. Where was she from? Where was Toomey on? I can't remember. You guys will remind me in the chat. Let me just say thank you because we did get a couple of super chats. Alexandra, thank you so much for the super chat. Alexandra says, ooh, I'm in a new setup, y'all. So please bear with me with some of my things not being preset like I like them to be. Okay. Alexandra, thank you so much for the super chat. Alexandra says, hi, Kempire, sending you all the love and positive vibes from San Antonio, Texas. Yay. Thank you for being such a beautiful soul. Love and support all of your content. Alexandra, thank you so much. That was very sweet. That's very sweet because I have to tell you, after Steve Harvey blasted all us black bloggers, I will talk more about how it made me feel. But thank you so much, Alexandra. We appreciate you. All right. Gigi, thank you so much for the super chat. Gigi says, thank you for all that you do. Oh, thank you so much from Montreal. I was just talking about Canada with my nutritionist. I was just talking about Canada. I was like, I'm too close to Canada not to visit. 2024, I'm going to Canada. I'm going to Africa. somewhere else that I'm not going to mention. Heather, thank you so much for the super chat. Completely agree. Hold on. Completely agree. 2 episodes below deck is too many. Yeah. I mean, I love it, but it's just too much in one night. And I want to talk about this show because I do love it. And even if I wasn't talking about it, I feel like it's still too much in one night to watch and catch up on. We're going to talk about Big Brother as well. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, Below Deck Down Under. So Below Deck Down Under, here are my other thoughts. I'm not going to go through every nitty gritty. I just wanted to correct that about that. Adam is gone. Culver, why does Culver not want to pay? Everyone, when they go out as a group, everyone has taken turns paying the bill. Culver, he's incompetent at his job. He gets mad at Joao for pointing out that he's not good at his job. He's acting like this immature fool over Jamie. I kind of like Jamie. Jamie is treading a line, trying to flirt with Luca. Luca's our new guy. Oh, damn it. I don't have a picture of Luca here. But Luca's cute. Luca's a Scorpio. Shout out to the Scorpios. I have 2 Scorpio parents. Calm down. Okay? He's a Scorpio. And it made complete sense to me why relationships are... Come on, Scorpios. Let's call a thing a thing. But I like him. He seems to be good, a perfect fit for the job. But Culver broke the chef's heart. Now is writing little love notes to Jamie. Say yes or no if you want to be in a relationship. Say yes or no. I'm over Margot and her being so sensitive. I like Margot. This whole battle it turned into a battle about her doing service, this last charter. Jamie, she seemed okay because she does like Margot, but when Harry said what he said, look, I love Harry. I kind of wished Harry and Margot kind of had a showmance, or a boatmance, but I love Harry. And when Harry doesn't speak, because Harry's goofy, but if he doesn't speak, there was a clip of him just looking. I was like, Harry is actually handsome. It's when he starts speaking and start going, he starts doing all of this that you see he's goofy. But I don't mind a sexy, goofy man. Anyone else? I don't mind a sexy, nerdy, goofy man. I don't mind a sexy, goofy man. But I also like his personality. He's light energy that we need for the show. But I really do like Harry. I didn't like his comment towards Jamie because he really did make Jamie feel bad in that moment. He's like, Margot's earned this. Okay, calm down. Foxy says Harry is a bit immature. A bit? No, he's definitely immature. You're being kind, Foxy. He's definitely immature. But how old is Harry? We have gotten to see these men in their skivvies multiple times. And I always kind of get a little uncomfortable when the charter guests require these folks to do things that they might be uncomfortable with. I'm sure production's asking them, are you okay with this? Even one of the charter guests, because these ladies and this later charter guest, why were they fighting over the lady being lactose intolerant? Why were they fighting over the lady being lactose intolerant? Why were they fighting over that? I was like, what are we arguing about right now? That lady's unhinged. The one that was mad that the lady was, I'm lactose intolerant. Like, why didn't you put it on your preference sheet? She's special. Look, she's special. Okay? So we have some very interesting charter guests right now. Very interesting charter guests that require these men to get in their skivvies. I'm not complaining, but I do still cringe because if it was the reverse, if it was women being required by men, we do this all the time. I keep giving you different scenarios. If it was women being required to get into their bathing suits for male charter guests, we would say something different. Wouldn't we? Okay. Happy birthday to Miss Esquire. Shout out to Miss Esquire. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating a birthday. I know it's Virgo season. Happy Virgo season. Happy birthday, y'all. Okay? Harry's 25, so he's quite young. I really do like Harry. I do really like Harry, and I'm enjoying Below Deck Down Under. Captain Jason can do no wrong. We even got to see Captain Jason in his skivvies. Nice. Look nice. I'm not going to complain. If you're going to show it to us, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. Looking good, Captain Jason. See you at BravoCon. See you at BravoCon. He doesn't bat for our team. Okay. Or does he? No. I always look at Captain Jason and Aisha with the side eye, because I don't know, there's something. It's not like what's her name? Oh, damn it. Kate Chastain and Captain Lee's relationship. I don't know. I see something. And you know what they say, when you see something, say something. When you see something, say something. I see something. I see a spark. But she has a boyfriend. I don't know. Does he have anything, Captain Jason? But we got to see Captain Jason. We got to see all the boys in their skivvies at some point in these last 4 episodes. But I was uncomfortable with the ladies getting all riled up. At one point, didn't one of the ladies, the primary guest, try to lick his nipple? I was just like, this is uncomfortable. And even the co-primary was just like, I don't like the way that we are doing this to the guys. I'm glad someone said it, because I was just like, this is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable, in my opinion. What else happened in this episode that I wanted to... Episodes, because I'm talking about the last 4 episodes of Below Deck Down Under. I don't think there was anything else. All right. Can we talk about Big Brother? Let's talk about Big Brother, season 25. I only ever recap Celebrity Big Brother, but you guys told me my girl Siri, or Suri, I can never remember. I was the cricket, but I love her. And I love Izzy. I do love Izzy. But this week, oh my God, what is going on with, first of all, Cameron? I'm scared of him now. I am so scared of Cameron because, okay, his best pal, Red, was voted out. Everyone voted except Bowie and Cameron. Bowie had a breakdown. She's like, why wouldn't you tell me, guys, that you were going to vote her out? I felt for Bowie. But we saw a whole new side in this latest episode. I already know a spoiler, guys. I'm not going to say it here. But Felicia, I saw a whole new side to Felicia this week. Felicia. I got Orange is the New Black vibes because Felicia's flipped this week. She kicked Matt out. She was telling Bowie to get it together. You need to pull it together. She didn't say it like this, but that's how I took it. I'm gonna need you to pull it together. And apparently she was already dropping bombs before Red left. With the whole cupcake situation, we find out she told him, oh, well, you want to take that home with you? Revealing the plan that they were trying to vote him out. And Sari was like, yeah. Felicia is losing her mind because she finds out from her son, Jared, because Felicia doesn't know, only Izzy knows that Jared is Siri's son. Felicia has a conversation with Jared. I want to make you my number 2. I was going to do it with Siri, but that's not going to work. She was giving me, I don't know, mob vibes. I don't know. Felicia flipped this week. Mama, who was so humble, like, yes, baby, come lay your head on my bosom, turned into, I was like, what is going on, Felicia, this week? But stay tuned, because now Izzy and Felicia are on the chopping block for this week. And Cameron made it seem like he was going in another direction. Cameron made it seem like he was actually going to go for Blue and Jag. Shout out to Jag. I really like Jag. I wouldn't mind it if Jag won. I wouldn't mind it if Cameron won. But you know who I'm rooting for? Siri. I'm rooting for her. She is good at this game. She's good at all the games. You know, we loved her during Traders. She won Traders. I want her to win, or at least make it to the final 3. I want her to make it to the final 3. I was rooting for Felicia until this week, because I was just like, this behavior is crazy to me. But I like Jag. And Jag this week shared his experience growing up Sikh. And I was like, I liked hearing his perspective on his culture and things like that, and how he grew up in a place where, you know, no one looked like him. I like Jag, and Jag has really toughed it out multiple times where he's been in the bottom 2. I like Cameron too. I'm seeing a whole other side of Cameron, but Cameron's no fool. Cameron is no fool. But you know who I'm rooting for. I'm not even rooting for her son Jared. Okay, when Jared was head of household, why was he wearing those sunglasses when he was in the house? I was like, stop, take those off. He's thinking too much with this and not this. And his mother's just like, boy, she might have to, I don't know. I think she's going to try and take him as far as she can. But there might come a point where she's going to have to sever ties. And Blue is on to him, because he's too busy thinking with this, divulging too much. Blue is thinking, oh, I don't like Blue though. Blue can go. She's too much. She's a little too extra for me. I don't like her. Matt is one to watch too. Because if they had voted Jag off, not this past week, but the last week, he was going to use his invincibility power. You remember he has that power where basically he did it before. He took Jag off the chopping block. They were ready to get rid of Jag, and he saved him. Send Blue home. I don't know what it's going to be like, because right now Izzy, who I love Izzy. And when Izzy was put on the bottom 2, even Sari was like, oh. She was emotional. She was tearing up. I think she loves Izzy too, because Izzy's been holding that secret. And they've been spending a lot. Look, I don't know about you guys. I couldn't do this game. I could not do this game. I don't want to do this game. I don't mind watching it, but it is stressful. It is stressful watching Big Brother, because one minute you think it's going one way, and then the next minute it goes another. Sadie says that Matt should have waited to use the invincibility power. But doesn't he still have it? How long does he have it for? I can't remember. Is it until he leaves the house? Just saying. Shamar says that, oh wait, I missed your comment, Shamar. Shamar says that I used to love Big Brother, but the season's not doing it for me. Really? Maybe because I'm new to watching the regular version. But I'm loving it so far. Thank you, Jasmine. Jasmine says, I don't watch Big Brother, but I'm loving Kempire vent about this show. You might want to start watching. It's actually really good. And if you have Paramount Plus, you can watch it real quick. Because originally I was not going to watch the show, because I was like, I can't keep up with it. I'm definitely not going to do a separate live about it. And maybe until the end. You let me know if you want to see that. All right, I'm not going to divulge any more on Big Brother, because we do have a lot more to talk about. If you're just joining us, this is our Tuesday Takeover, where we cover a variety of reality TV news, and pop culture news. So let's get into some pop culture news, and then we will get into 90 Day Fiancé and all the iterations. Okay? All right, but before we do that, let me remind you. Excuse me, y'all. Let me remind you of our partner, Coldest Water Bottle. Okay, our Coldest Water partnership is back. It's back. So you can get 10% off when you use the discount code kempire10 for 10% off of anything over at coldest.com. They've added a bunch of new stuff since we partnered with them. Remember, it used to be just the water bottles. Now it's water bottles that keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. They have different things now you can put on the water. You can have the straw. You can have all kinds of really cool things. But they have drinks now. They have bedding. And some of you have tried the pillows and said the pillows are amazing. They have things for your pets. Head on over to the link in the description or just head on over to coldest.com and use the discount code kempire10 for 10% off of your order. All right. Let's move into some pop culture news. Where I want to start first. You know what? I'll briefly, because I did a separate video this morning talking about Wendy Williams and her ex-husband, Kelvin Hunter. So he had a little bit of a legal win in court this week. All right. I did a longer form video earlier today, but I wanted to mention it here during our Tuesday takeover. So he's suing. All right. So Kelvin is suing Tamar Mercury, the production company that produced the Wendy Williams show, the now defunct Wendy Williams show. He's suing them for wrongful termination, and he's basing it off a New York law. Okay. So Tamar Mercury's attorneys were trying to have this lawsuit dismissed. However, a judge recently said, no, we can proceed. We can proceed with a hearing. That's going to happen. And the reason why the judge allowed it, according to Radar Online, was because of how Kelvin's attorneys presented their case. Because some people will say, like, there's no justification here, but, well, it's all about how your attorney or how good your attorney presents your case. And apparently, this is a small win. It doesn't mean that he's going to win the $10 million. However, it's going to get some traction for Kelvin. As you know, Kelvin has been having, allegedly, some money issues. I don't have to say allegedly. He said this in court documents. Because he tried to have his alimony from Wendy Williams reinstated after it was stopped because she's in a conservatorship or guardianship, as it's termed here in New York City. And she has no control over her money. She's not working the regular job according to their agreement. He would have to, if anything was to change in regards to her employment or her money, he would have to take a reduced payment or no payment at all. Right now, he's not getting paid. He said he can't pay his bills. He's selling his $1 million home. He had some failed businesses. I mean, there's a lot going on with Kelvin. Some of you said, good for him. You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. Come on. So we reported on that earlier today. So if you missed it, be sure to check that out here on the Kempire channel. A full report on what the judge said and the possibilities of what could happen with that $10 million lawsuit that Wendy Williams' ex-husband has against the production company Tamar Mercury. All right, let's move on from there. In other news, one of the stories that we reported over the weekend, Ashton Kutcher and Mila posted an apology video for the character letter that they wrote for Danny Masterson, who was recently convicted of terms that we can't get into. But if you've been following the Danny Masterson situation, he was convicted of R-ing 2 of the 3 women that were in this case. One of the women, Chrissy Bixler, I apologize, Chrissy. But she decided to post on social media more about Ashton Kutcher. So Ashton Kutcher, after it was revealed that he and his wife wrote character letters for their friend, Danny Masterson, there was public backlash to them. But the story and the plot thickens because Danny Masterson's ex-girlfriend, who was also one of the women in this case, however, her charges, he wasn't convicted for those charges. she decided to drop some tea. And this was just one of the things that she dropped. Okay. And we did a separate video talking about this at length over the weekend. Okay. So she dropped this tea on Instagram. All right. Oh, so she posted this about Ashton. She says, "Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you. Ones that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor." So if you Google schmoogle what happened on February 21st, 2001, you'll see more. I'm not going to get into it just because, community guidelines and things like that. But there was a murder that day of Ashton Kutcher's, I think his girlfriend at the time. He didn't do it, but they're alleging that when he arrived to pick her up for a date, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly a lot, that he saw her dead and left the scene. Allegedly, he was in his car, so when police arrived, allegedly. And he was calling his entire team on, and he called it, allegedly he called his team before he called the police. Allegedly. He's had a long friendship and history with Danny Masterson. God only knows. And there have been other clips that people have pointed out, including a Rosie O'Donnell interview that both Ashton and Mila did. She was 14 years old when she had her first kiss with a 19-year-old Ashton Kutcher. Awkward. Here's the thing. Their apology video, and I talked about this in a separate video, so if you missed that over the weekend, we did a mashup of some hot topics, including Lionel Richie. Hey, Lionel. Lionel's mad at Diana Ross. So we talked at length about that situation. But Ashton's apology and Mila Kunis's apology video that they put out, a lot of people said it felt so scripted. It felt everything that they were saying was hypocritical, because they said at no point did they want to discredit victims. They believe victims. Here's the thing. I have to say BS, because you write a character letter so that a judge will be somewhat lenient to the person that they're about to sentence. So you are discrediting the victims, because the victims want him to serve the maximum sentence. So your letter to get him a shorter sentence, he's serving 30 years to life. Meaning, I think after 30 years, he can be considered for parole, or he can end up spending life in prison. I talk more about the specifics in that video. So save me on that you believe victims. These two have an organization where they help with human tea. I can't say these words on YouTube. Sorry, y'all. And other things. So people are saying, you are hypocrites. You're literally going to write a character letter for this man that's been accused by multiple women, more than the 3 women that he was recently convicted for, or 2 of the 3. It's giving Danny has something on you guys. That's what it's giving to me. Jay says, did Mila lie about her age when she was on that 70 show? No, she couldn't have. She was working a job. You have to provide information in regards to that. So the production company knew that Mila Kunis was 14 years old, kissing a 19-year-old. It was a different time back in the day, y'all. Look, we could get into it, but we're not. All right, let me just say thank you. Hold on. If I miss your super chats, guys, I'm in a different setup. So I will try and go back and look to make sure that I haven't. But you can also support the channel by liking the video or getting yourself a little merch. The merch is available. We got some fall colors available right now. Might not be feeling like fall, but we have some fall colors available. And I have some really cool merch that's coming. I'm excited. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat. Kim says the live feeds really give context and background. I agree, but here's the thing with the live feeds. If you do not like spoilers, don't watch them. I don't mind spoilers because when they summarize and they bring you to where we got to this space, I agree, Kim. It does give you a lot of context. But if you don't like spoilers, then don't watch the live feeds of Big Brother, for those that aren't familiar with what we're talking about. Thank you, Kim, for the super chat. Guys, we have over 1,200 of you in the building. Thank you so much for being here, and quite a few of you watching on TikTok. Thank you, guys. Keep tapping your screens. TikTok, let's get to 15,000 likes. And those of you that are on YouTube or Facebook, be sure to like the video. Let's get our likes up. We appreciate the support. This is our Tuesday Takeover, where we cover a variety of pop culture news, reality TV, and reality TV news as well. All right, let's move on from that situation. All right, I'm going to get into some 90 Day Fiancé in a second, but I did want to talk about Erica Mena, because Erica Mena has issued an apology. You know Erica Mena. We talked about Erica Mena a couple of weeks ago. You know, Erica Mena was recently fired from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta for calling Spice a blue monkey, a monkey, and then multiple times she made monkey sounds as she was getting in her car and exiting. All right. So TMZ has the information that Erica Mena has issued an apology. Here's the thing. Erica in this apology is saying that her comments to Spice were not racially driven. She says, "I deeply regret my insensitive comment and want to humbly apologize to anybody I hurt or offended by my thoughtlessness. My choice of words was wrong, and I take full responsibility for what I said." And then in the same breath, she says, "I am committed to listening to the voices of those affected and will work toward making amends. As a woman of color and the mother of 2 Black children, I want to make it clear that my use of that word was not in any way racially driven." Okay, I will expand on this in a separate video. I did a video, but I haven't edited it yet to put it out. I'll expand with my thoughts on Erica Mena and her saying that her words to Spice were not racially driven. I don't know if I believe that. And her sentence here where she says, "I am, as a woman of color and the mother of 2 Black children," is giving, I have Black friends. I'm sorry. But anyways, I will expand more on my thoughts on this Erica Mena situation in a separate video. So if you're watching the replay of this, go check out that video. I'll expand there. All right, so let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Mary Jane's baby says, "Now Erica is a woman of color." That's what she said. That's what she said, y'all. I'm just reporting what she said, okay? All right, let's move on. Let me get into some 90 Day Fiancé, and then we have to talk about Steve Harvey blasting the Black blogs and Shirley Strawberry. I've stayed away from this story, not for any particular reason. I just have a lot to cover and a lot to talk about. But now we have to talk about it. Now that Steve Harvey has gone on his platform to talk about it, we have to talk about the Shirley Strawberry situation. Her husband that's locked up, they won't let him out, and they probably shouldn't. All right, 90 Day Fiancé. Let's talk about 90 Day Fiancé. Was there any other? No, those are the only other shows. I wanted to talk about The Ultimatum Season 2, but I'm in the middle of it. And you already know Tuesday Takeover is a lot to cover. So I said, let me just stick to certain shows. That's why I'm not going to talk anymore about 90 Day The Last Resort. I'm not talking about it because it's exactly what I predicted. Yes, the first episode came out with a bang with the Asuelu and Kalani cheating situation. But after that, I was just like, okay, it's exactly what we thought. Why we don't want to see Angela anymore. Why we don't want to see Big Ed anymore. These last couple episodes about their sex life. Oh, no. No. No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. I'm not. I've been watching the last couple of episodes. The only thing that I love about 90 Day The Last Resort is the aesthetic, the cinematography, the music. It gives me White Lotus vibes. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, I need to watch White Lotus again. White Lotus was so good. It was so good. Oh, I can't wait. We're in the middle of a writer's strike. Uh-oh. Drew Barrymore. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh, damn, Drew. Damn. All right. Someone asked me if I like Pisces. Drew's a Pisces. One of my best friends that passed away, she also was a Pisces, born the exact day and year as Drew Barrymore. Anyways, we'll get back to that. All right. So I'm not going to talk anymore about 90 Day The Last Resort, just to save on time. I've been watching the last couple of episodes. There's nothing to report. Everyone is the same. I don't care. If something happens, then we'll talk about it that week. All right? Exactly. Sadie says they stole the music from White Lotus. 90 Day The Last Resort. No, they didn't steal, but they were definitely inspired. Because that's exactly what I thought about when I heard the music when we first initially talked about The Last Resort. I was like, what in the White Lotus is going on? All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to 90 Day The Other Way. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. I mean, I had to watch, how many episodes? 2 episodes per show? Because, we didn't talk about it last week. So we were introduced to Shakina and Saper a couple of weeks ago. But she's now traveling to Turkey, I believe he lives. He's a former dancer, like stripper. He's into fitness. He's interesting. Only thing that I want to say about this couple, I don't think it's going to last. She doesn't choose the right men. I don't think that they're going to last, but I'll say this. I still remember what he said on last week's episodes, Saper. When he first met Shakina, he had been with 2 women that same day. He wasn't feeling good, so he tried to reschedule with Shakina, and he ended up hanging out with Shakina that night because she wanted to take care of him because he wasn't feeling well. Why weren't you feeling good that day, sir? Were you drained from the 2 women that you were with earlier in the day? Or maybe it was an STD. Oh, damn. I don't know. Look, he's interesting. Like, I'm only engaging because something's off about him. Oh, Shekinah. Thank you so much, Sadie. Shekinah. Look, please bear with me when it comes to pronunciations. It's a lot of characters that I need to talk about. All right, but thank you, Shekinah. All right. I don't think it's going to work, but good for you, girl. We'll continue to watch the mess unfold, the train wreck. This week, we get to see Kenny and Armando go to... There is nothing going on. There is nothing going on with these people. Because their storyline with Kenny and Armando, besides they're crying. Every week, crying. This week, they went to the gay club. Armando hasn't been to a gay club. They have a stripper come out. I was like, okay, this is a cute scene. And scene. Come on. It was like, all right, whatever. The stripper was hot. Look, I'll give you that. I'll give you that much. Okay. Kimberly and TJ, I think she hates him. Her parents recently came in this last episode, and she's not even sure that she wants to stay in India because she's not getting along with TJ's family. I don't see... First of all, I am still shook from, that little segue scene that they give you with 90 Day Fiancé, where you see them either turn to each other and tell you where they're from and their age. There's one with her. It felt like she was mocking Indian dance. So I always look at Kimberly as a Karen. I also don't like her attitude. I feel she's very disrespectful. I feel like she's very just like, ugh. So every time I see their scenes, I'm like half engaged with what's going on. She's fighting with the brother. She's fighting with the mother. Her family's now in town. I'm like, girl. Okay. Who else did I want to talk about I really don't have a lot to say about this couple in South Africa. I'm kind of over it. He's kept a lot of secrets from her when it comes to his finances because she originally told him, if you have issues with your finances, I can't be in that relationship. That's all I have to say about them. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Okay? Exactly. Gigi says that Kimberly is so rude. Exactly. Minnesota Coco says that she does not respect their culture, which I find to be so interesting. You're literally meeting someone from abroad. So I would hope that you would be a little bit more open. And all these people that come on this 90 Day Fiancé franchise seem to be the most ignorant. All right. Let's move on. Who else did I want to talk about from this? You already know how I feel about these two, Danielle and Johan. So now this week they're talking about getting pregnant, and now he's saying maybe he wants to wait a little bit longer. I'm just so bothered by Danielle talking about his parenting. And she's like, I've raised children, thousands of children. Because, she was a teacher. I've raised thousands of children. Yet, homegirl's finances are terrible, allegedly. Like, girl. I just hate the fact that she tries to make it seem like she's so perfect. And like she's like the best parent in the world. And I'm not saying that she's not a good parent, but don't sit here and dog out Johan like everything that you do is perfect. Because word on the street, according to your bankruptcy, you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you owe like $80,000 to Easy Pass. How in the hell? And allegedly, did you run to the Dominican Republic so you didn't have to pay it? Hey, Mercy. Hey, shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. We appreciate you guys being here. Keep tapping your screens. Let's get to 15,000 likes. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, let's get to 600 likes. We appreciate you guys being here. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. There we go. We got our old soundboard here, y'all. If you're just joining us and you're like, Kempire, where are you? Blink twice if you need help. If I remove this, you guys would have thought, where is he? Is he being held hostage? Is he being held hostage in this white room? No, y'all. Just another room in the Kempire Casa Kempire, okay? All right, Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, Jasmine proposing to herself, David's proposal and son wanting to come to the U.S. I love this. I love that Salter was honest, jumping around. Shekinah, just this emoji. Thank you so much, Julie. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Hope all is well. Okay. That's a perfect segue for us to move on to 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. All right, so 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. I really do like Amanda and Rosvin's relationship. I do think that she's very sensitive. I do think that she is kind of like hot and cold some days. So it says, well, are you, Brooke? I'm not being held hostage. No. Okay. Let me take my time with this, y'all. Buckle up. We've already been live, what? Over an hour. All right. So Rosvin and Amanda are in a better place. She seems like she's all in. She says she really loves him. They're having all kinds of sex. Rosvin, why don't you just cut off the hair? I understand. Yesterday, during our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap, I told you guys about a story about my barber situation. Let me tell you something. Thank you, Sadie. I also remember when I was losing my hair for a very long time, I was having my barber cut my hair real low. So it's sort of like, if you put a little light, you could tell there was a little bit of balding happening. Rosvin, just cut it off. Rosvin is a very sexy man. I'm not going to take that away from him. When he put on that head wrap, his mother put that head wrap on him, I was like, look how gorgeous this man is. Just cut off the hair, Rosvin. Just cut it off. It's okay. You're going to be probably really sexy as a bald man. Come over to the club, Rosvin. I also understand Rosvin's hesitation with Amanda. I just feel like she She is very hot and cold. She is a little like, one minute she's cool. One minute she's like very in love with him. The next minute she's just like, because she was mad that he was having a conversation about their relationship with her mom, with his mom. I was like, girl, calm down. Calm down. I do have hope for them as a relationship, though. You know, sometimes we watch these 90 Day Fiancé shows and we're like, there is no hope for them. There's no hope for them. Like this couple. Look, like this couple. Jasmine and Gino. I cannot, guys, because you already told me, spoiler alert, people have said that they've seen Jasmine in Michigan. I did not know how these two could get from her saying, I slept with my ex a month ago. You want to see the video? To her, I mean, she said worse even before this. And then we find out in this week's episode of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, remember the engagement ring that she said that she lost? She didn't lose it. This is such a toxic couple, but I'm just telling you guys this. This is not a real relationship. They're playing, look, the government needs to come for them. Because I don't believe this relationship. I don't believe that they have sex. I think this is all a ploy. Bring her here. He can make some money off of this show. That's the way that it's given, because there's no one in this world with that low self-esteem. Okay, maybe. But she's lied to you multiple times. But God forbid you lie to her, she would lose her mind. I mean, she's the walking definition of the sound effect. She's the walking She's the walking definition. I mean, he's not much better. But I don't see love in this relationship. And the fact that she was like, Gino, this relationship is not going to work. Last week's episode. It's not going to work. We should just part ways. To her this week, getting on her nose, Gino, I can't live without you. Will you marry me? Jasmine, really? I can't. It's a tell-all next week. I need the tell-all next week. I can't with this couple anymore. I can't. Oh, you know what show that we forgot to talk about? I will talk about it after this. I didn't prep because I'm not in my studio, but I will talk about 90 Day Fiancé UK because there's not a lot I have to say. It jumped ship this week. I don't know what was going on over there. But back to 90 Day Fiancé before the 90s. So Jasmine and Gino are back together. She lied to him multiple times. I do believe she did sleep with her ex. She denied it, but you don't just say stuff like that. She slept with her ex. She definitely did. Christian and Cleo. Oh. Christian and Cleo. I don't think this relationship is going to work out. I do believe that he has feelings for Cleo. I do feel like they are probably more friends than anything. Sidebar. The new iPhone 15 was just announced. You know I love you guys. If I'm here, I could have canceled the live because you know I love to see, you know, what's the new things that Apple's announcing. I just remembered. I was like, oh, it's 1:00. It started. I'm missing it. But I'll watch it after this. I'm going to get me a new iPhone. I need a new one. I got the iPhone 13. Okay, I don't need a new one, but you know. But I love this color so much. Isn't this a beautiful color? I love this color. Anyways. I know, you're like, how did we get here? I want to do everything to move on from Jasmine and Gino. Okay, but Christian and Cleo. I don't believe this relationship is going to work. He looks so much better with a hat on. Sorry. I'm just saying. It's very disappointing. So Christian and Cleo, she's very insecure, but at the same time, I think she's insecure, but I also think she has a point. Because him meeting single women in a bar, he's like, you know, they know that I'm not approaching them in a flirty way. How do they know that? Are you actively saying, I have a girlfriend before you start a conversation? Like, I get it. There are certain people that have that kind of personality, but his justification for it, I don't know. I don't think this relationship is going to ultimately work. I don't feel like there's passion between these two. And not that there needs to be passion either, because, you know, there are plenty of people that don't get into relationships for the passion. And I'm not saying that. I just don't feel like there's a real connection. And I also don't think this was good for Cleo, because Cleo has Asperger's. I believe, she has autism. She hasn't specified if it's Asperger's. And she has some other, like, you know, she has things. She's insecure. And this is not the person to be with if you're an insecure person. Just saying. Hey, Kamandra. Thank you so much. Oh, drama. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Shout out to everyone watching here on YouTube, Facebook. Guys, be sure to like us on Facebook, The Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook, and our podcast, Kempire Radio Network, on Facebook as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the Kempire Radio podcast, you're missing out. A new episode's about to drop. So be sure to check us out, Kempire Radio, on your favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to rate and review us there. 5 stars. Tell us how much you love us on your favorite podcast platform. All right, moving on. Who else do I want to talk about in this cast? Tyree's gone. Good. Oh, so last week we didn't get a chance to talk about Misha and what's his name? Who cares? Wait, no. Misha and Nicola. They've been talking for years. But she hasn't been returning his I love yous. They show all the different times last week. I wonder if she sort of changed her feelings on him. I mean, she's looked past any sort of, like, you know, physical thing. I don't know. I think maybe from being around someone versus talking to them on FaceTime is very different. Because people are weird sometimes in real life. Like, their interactions with you, you're like, you're socially awkward. And he seems a little angry, too. She doesn't seem that way. But we shall see. She does say that, you know, she needs to work on saying it more. I don't know about these two. V on TikTok says they're boring. They are. But we still have to talk about them briefly. And I've moved on. Because the family... He painted his family. Nicola painted his family like they were going to hate her. And they ended up loving her. The mom was like, yes, marry him. Take him away. He's almost 50 years old. He's a virgin, never married. And give me some grandbabies. That's what I got. Okay. Statler told her girlfriend this week that she's not interested in having babies. After, you know, they've had a lot of bumps in the road, because Statler is just all in too soon. She's too much. She's like, well, my lease is about to be up and I'm going to move to England and live with you. And the girl's like, what? No. But now she's trying to look past that. And now this conversation about children this week has her feeling like, also, we can't have a relationship because she wants to have children. Statler's just like, even though Statler originally told her, like, yes, I'm open to having kids, is now saying, I don't want to have children. I don't want to adopt children. I am someone that's been adopted. It's triggering talking about this. I don't want this. I like Statler as a personality, but in a relationship, I would never. She's like, I think for Statler, I don't think she wants a relationship. I think she just wants sex. I don't know. I'm not sure about Statler, but I don't think Statler's very sure either. All right, because we have a lot to cover, I'm gonna move on. All right, who did I not talk about that before I get into David? Because David, y'all know how much I love David, and I don't love Sheila. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't hate Sheila, but I don't love her. I love David, and I love the producers this season and what they've done with giving us David's experience. Superb. These last couple of episodes, they are amazing me with giving us David's experience as someone that's deaf. And how they will go into these experiences where it's the hearing world, you're hearing everything, and then when you go, it's sort of like, and then there's silence. And he's interacting with this world. So in this last week's episode, he was getting ready to propose. He proposed. Boy, he's so nervous. He finally proposes to Sheila. She's very happy. She, of course, says yes. All right? Dashy says, why don't you like Sheila? I'm about to tell you, Dashy. And it's not that I don't like Sheila. I'm just looking at Sheila with the side eye. Look. Oh yes, Reese. She says, Reese says, I love David and Sheila. B Charmy says, David and Sheila, I love them. And one of the users on TikTok says that the goodbye scene. Oh, the goodbye scene broke. I teared up during David's goodbye, but I teared up for David. I love David. Here's why I give Sheila the side eye. I feel like Sheila, when she brought up the whole conversation on whether or not David could take care of them, it kind of shifted my thoughts on her. Here's the thing. We've talked about this when we talk about 90 Day Fiancé. People get married for different reasons. People get into relationships for different reasons. I'm not judging Sheila for maybe on some level thinking about her future and how that would enhance her future. I'm not holding that against her. I'm still like, I just didn't love the way it came up. I didn't love that. And wondering if he could pay for this or pay for that. And I was just like, and Davis was like, she thinks that I'm rich and I'm not rich. And now he has to go back home and he's like, I got to start saving up. I'm not going to be able to see her for a few months. I'll come back to see her next year. And now he has to work on the K-1 visa process. And for those of us that are 90 Day Fiancé fans, we know this K-1 visa process is long, it's arduous, and it's expensive. It's expensive. Here's the thing, though. And I thought this while watching their goodbye scene at the airport. Anytime you're at an airport, I don't care who it is. Airports just invoke emotions. But for one of the very first times we hear David make a sound and it's gut-wrenching. Because have you ever cried like that where you can't speak, you can't breathe, you can't move? David! He was like, I was like, because I was looking down and then I was like, he was so emotional about saying goodbye to Sheila. Sheila was emotional too. As Sheila was saying goodbye to him, I had the thought that we have the luxury of falling in love. As you know, people here in the United States, we have the luxury of falling in love for the sake of it. Some people fall in love or get married because they have to, because they need to, in order to survive. I had that perspective. I was like, well, you know what? I can't be too mad at Sheila because I'm sitting on my high horse. I can fall in love just to fall in love. While some people have to get married to survive. And that's partially, on some level, do I think she loves David? Yeah, because we all love David. We don't even know David. But I had that aha moment. We have the luxury to get married or not, while some people have to in order to survive. I had that aha moment. Come on now. Just saying. Look, that was my perspective. All right, we have so much more to talk about, guys. We have so much more to talk about. We will not be taking callers today just because there's just so much to cover and catch up on. But once we're back in the studio, we'll be able to take callers and do all the things, okay? I'm working on a makeshift studio right here, all right? If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Those of you that are watching on TikTok, let's get to 20,000 likes. Keep tapping your screens. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Thank you to our King's Guards. If you haven't said hello or thank you to our King's Guards, be sure to thank them. They hold us down every live that we do. Look how long I've been live. They never know how long Tuesday Takeover is going to be, but they are here holding us down. I'm sure also multitasking, living their lives. So be sure to thank our King's Guards as well. Yeah, agreed. This is a perfect comment. Chocolate Soul says, when you look at Sheila's home and her mother and how her mother died in the home, I'm sure finances are in the forefront of her thoughts. Yeah. All right, let's move on because we do have a lot more to talk about. I do want to briefly say this before we get into the Steve Harvey situation. 90 Day Fiancé the UK. So I watched 90 Day Fiancé the UK, which I normally love. I love you, chicken. They found a baby onesie which says I love you, chicken. I was like, come on. They found a onesie with I love you, chicken. She's disappointed this week, all right? She's disappointed this week on 90 Day Fiancé UK because now he's saying it might take him 3 months to get there. She's like, no, I'll given birth to the baby by then. Well, you should have thought about that before you laid up with this man. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for this woman. Chicken. I don't feel sorry for Chicken. Luis. I don't feel sorry for her. You knew what you were doing when you were laying up with this man-child. Mert and Shane. I normally love this couple, but this week felt very every couple felt so overproduced this week. I don't know about you guys. If you've watched 90 Day Fiancé UK, you can watch it on Discovery Plus or Max. They're not paying me, but give us a discount code. Mert and Shane, I believe they're going to make it. I love them as a couple, but this whole storyline this week about he spent too much at the market, now they're not going to have enough money for a wedding. Well, then don't have a wedding. If you can't afford a wedding, don't have it. And then all of a sudden, his parents sends him money, and now everything's good. He also shared, Mert finally told his mother that Shane was born a boy. And the mother seemed really open. I feel like Mert told his mom before. But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. But every couple this week felt so pre-produced. Okay, homegirl in the Dominican Republic at the spoiled brat one. That also, that scene between the two of them, was it Tion or something like that? I can't remember her name. I don't have all my notes in front of me, y'all. I'm not in my studio. Oh, Tion. Oh, sis on the move. You see how my brain is working? Tion. First of all, she's young. She's 21 years old? But she's acting like the spoiled brat. She loses it when they go to the salsa class. Girl, you know what salsa is. You're not ignorant. Or maybe you are. And she loses it when he's dancing up on this woman. Here's the thing with them, especially him. He laughs every time. Because he can't even be serious with some of the things that he's doing in their storyline. This storyline seems very far-fetched. I don't believe this relationship. He was like, I don't want to go to the UK. Then all of a sudden, by the end of the episode, okay, well, now I'll go to the UK. You know you wanted to go to the UK the entire time. I was like, y'all got to be kidding me with this. This week's 90 Day Fiancé UK felt so pre-produced, so scripted. I was like, what is happening right now? What is happening right now? But since we're talking about 90 Day Fiancé and picking the wrong partners, I think this is the perfect segue to talk about this story. Oh, God. Do I have my, where am I? Oh, here we go. We got to talk about Steve Harvey and Shirley Strawberry. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. So I have not been covering this story, not because I didn't want to. It's because, I'd like to do some sort of research. I'd like to know what is happening. Shout out to our friends over at Chronicle Speaks. I know she's been covering this story. I haven't even been able to even watch all of her coverage of the situation. But I feel like I'm somewhat up to date, at least to what happened this week. Okay, for those that have been under a rock, Shirley Strawberry has been a longtime collaborator with Steve Harvey on his radio show. You also may recall that Steve Harvey is married to Marjorie Harvey for a very long time at this point. But there have been all kinds of rumors about Marjorie over the years. Well, recently, there have been some rumors about her cheating with the chef and the chef and the bodyguard. Hold on, let me get it right. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Let me get all the stuff in front of me. Who was she cheating with again? Hold on. Who was she cheating with? Hold on, let me scroll up. The chef, the chef and the bodyguard. Look at me. The chef and the bodyguard. So there were rumors this week that Marjorie was cheating with the chef and the bodyguard. So there've been. I feel like these rumors about Marjorie comes up every couple of years because people feel like Marjorie got to come up being with Steve. We'll get into that soon. So those rumors have been circulating the last couple of weeks. Then there's also been these rumors about Shirley Strawberry, but she has not talked about what her estranged husband, who's now locked up, and they won't let him out. And he's locked up for some really terrible things, y'all. I can't even talk about the things he's locked up for, but he needs to be under the jail. Okay? So she married this man. She has since, because some of you have dragged her on social media, okay, for her relationship with this man, but she says that now she's working on a divorce. But here's the thing. The reason why Steve Harvey and Shirley had to even do a strawberry letter this week was because, along with the rumors that were surrounding Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey and possible divorce that was looming, this is what they were saying. Or they're getting a divorce because Steve found out that she was cheating with the chef and the bodyguard. Well, now they started to connect Shirley Strawberry's situation to Steve because the phone calls, when you call, well, I don't know because I never called anyone in prison. But those calls, I do know that those calls are recorded. How in the hell did those recorded calls get leaked to the media? Those calls were leaked to the media. Okay, well, hold on.
She's got stuff like that in her spa, which is really cool,
What did change?
So yeah, I guess it helps your skin, stay tight, and it's light therapy, that ultraviolet light.
Damn.
It helps. They got, it's really cool the things that they have. It's like, man, I would love to have stuff like that. To be able, like for my knees, for example, just go in there, get a massage, get my knees worked on, all of that. They got all of that kind of stuff. Like she'll have a chiropractor come to the house. It's just really cool.
Damn.
Mhm.
Well, they so trying
They
to
got
do
money.
it.
They got money. They got money.
But does he use that stuff, or he just look at it?
He got a big, gigantic gym, like huge, with all kinds of state-of-the-art equipment. I mean, I'm not working out, but at least I'm walking. I wasn't winded going up those stairs, I'll tell you that. He was breathing like,
For real?
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He always invites us over there. We don't never go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I don't even know if she's there, and she's nope.
Damn. Wow.
She looks at us as the help,
You did tell me that. That's not a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And that's, it is what it is. Whatever.
Not the help, child. Here's the thing. So those calls were revealed to the blogs between Shirley Strawberry, who is a longtime collaborator with Steve Harvey on their morning show. Those calls were leaked to the blogs. And as you heard, although I don't think there were terrible things, I think the help comment was a little awkward. But Shirley went on a public platform, went on the show, and apologized to Steve. She said as soon as this came out, she called Steve to address it. So they had a whole thing yesterday, a whole strawberry letter about this situation. And Steve Steve forgives Shirley because he says that nobody expects your personal thoughts and phone calls to be leaked or made public. Okay, I think that was very kind of him. I think that was very kind of him to kind of move on, because she was also worried about her job. She needs her job. This situation with Shirley's estranged husband that's in the jail, locked up and never gonna let him out. She said at one point during that situation with him, she lost her car. Like, she lost everything. She had to move in with friends and family. Like, I feel for poor Shirley. She says coming to work has been her solace, so she hasn't had to think about any of this stuff. I felt for her. So she gave a long explanation and apology to Steve and Marjorie. But Steve wanted to address the blogs, black blogs specifically. And he wanted to lay out the timeline. He wanted to set the record straight that Marjorie did not, come here when I was at my best or I had all this money. Oh, well, we'll take a listen. Oh, wait, before we get into that, let's take a listen to Shirley's apology.
All right, Steve, I'm going to just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year, since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying you were winded going up the stairs at your home, and Marjorie looks at us as the help. And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now.
So she goes on and on. And it's a very lengthy strawberry letter to Steve. I did feel for Shirley in that moment. It takes a lot to come on a public platform and apologize. You don't expect your personal thoughts and phone calls to be made public like that. Because I'm sure you say some things about some of your friends and family that you love dearly that they might not like that you said that. Just saying. And I have to say, literally, Steve owns that. And he's just like, I'm okay with that. I forgive you. I think Steve is pretty stand up for that. But Steve ripped into the black blogs that have been talking about his wife, saying that she stole the money, that she's the one who got in between him and his other wife. Okay, so this is what Steve said to us. Okay, hold on.
And y'all out there just lying about my girl. Quit talking about she was in my other marriage and ruined it. She didn't. My marriage, I got divorced in 2005. But in 2005, let me hip you to something. I had nothing. I lost the radio show we were on in LA on March 23rd, and I lost the only TV show I had May 10th. May 23rd, I lost the radio show, and May 10th, I lost the TV show. Steve Harvey had no money. Out with Marjorie again, New Year's Eve, met her, talked to her. She was with her kids in Hawaii. We got together in 2006. We had nothing. When I asked her to marry me at the end of 2006, and then she said she wanted to get married in 2007, I told her too soon. I got to get some stuff together. We got married in 2007. Do you know what I was doing in 2007? Nothing. We had four stations in 2005. 4. We built this. All of us built this. We had 4 stations. We turned this into something. But that woman got down in that foxhole with me and turned this into something. In 2007, we got married. In 2008, we found out that somebody had stolen 7 years of my tax returns. I ain't gonna mention no names. And we owed the government $22 million and we in debt. But then guess what? She stayed with me in that. Then guess what? In 2009, I got Family Feud. In 2009, the book came out. In 2012, the talk show came out. I'm telling you, this woman got in the hole and built this with me. She didn't steal nothing. And I'm tired of y'all talking about my girl. Because my girl is one of the best women I've ever met. And why you black ass people out there, like you just gonna destroy somebody, I don't really know what that's about. But don't worry about it because it ain't working. Because all we are now, we are a tighter two-handed circle. Thank you for doing that. And you're not gonna split us up. And we're not going nowhere. And she is none of what you said she is. And she the best chick I know.
Not the best chick I know. I appreciated what Steve said in this situation and him laying out the timeline. Not that he needed to say anything to us about the timeline or the status of his relationship. He didn't. But I appreciated that he did. The fact that they were together when he was $22 million in debt to the government and she stood by him. I was like, well, that's all I needed to hear. Not that I need to hear anything. But if you listen to the full Strawberry Letter segment, he really goes in on blogs and the black blogs and things like that. And then he's like, well, this is a real media platform. That's where he lost me for a second. So if you listen to the full episode where he talks about the blogs, and I get it. And here there are plenty of people. Someone just told me on in one of the comments on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, get a real job. Sis on the Boom says, why the black blogs? Because he says it's the black blogs that are the ones that will drag you the way that they've been dragging Marjorie the last couple of weeks or last couple of years, really. But here's the thing. I didn't like the fact that he tried to make it seem like his platform was better than some of these other platforms. I get where he's saying how some of these platforms really make stuff up or abuse stuff or run with stuff that have no validity. And every platform's different, because I don't believe we conduct our platform or our community that way. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else. I'm just saying I feel like we run things here a little bit differently. I just didn't like the fact that he was trying to downplay in a general statement, this is a real media platform. Radio? Look, come on. No, it is. It is, but it is also a dying platform. Oh, damn. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm being facetious. Am I? I just don't like when people try to downplay what a lot of these content creators are doing. I get it, he's mad at the particular ones that have been talking about him and his wife in that situation. It's just part of me is sort of like, don't downplay some of these folks, because some of these folks are doing and hitting numbers that your radio program you wish could hit. Oh, go look at the analytics of some of these other. I'm not even talking about my platform. I'm not talking about my platform. I'm talking about some of these other bigger social media platforms that report on celebrity news or report on these kinds of things or have podcasts. Those numbers are hitting. So I don't like when people like to downplay, oh, you're just a YouTuber or you're just a content creator or blah, 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 blah. And I have no problem with that because y'all call me all the things. You call me a YouTuber, you call me a TikToker, you call me whatever you want to call me. I'm okay as long as you're calling me. As long as you're calling me. I just didn't love that particular part because I was just like, yes, you are a respected media platform that people go to. Yes. However, let's not downplay the power of what social media is doing. So much so it came to you, because if these platforms weren't ringing bells, you would have never heard about people talking about your wife or this or that. I'm just saying. I know M says that I'm not gonna even say it because we see each other. Yes, I know he's talking about certain particular platforms, but sometimes you shouldn't make blanket statements about your platform versus these other platforms. But I get it. He was impassioned. He was upset because of what's been being said about this woman that has stood by his side through it all. Amara says, as long as we call you educated. I love that. All right. Was that all I had to say about the Steve Harvey situation? Look, I think them finally addressing it may have put a little bit of a kibosh on the situation. But if you want me to continue to talk about it or look into some of the stuff that's been playing out specifically with Shirley, I wish the best for Shirley in this whole situation because she seemed pretty hurt by everything that's been playing out. And I did love to see how their entire team really came together to support her in this moment. Good for her. Good for her. Let me just say thank you. I forgot to, Arlene, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel as well. Guys, thank you so much for the Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPals, things like that you guys send in, for buying merch, for becoming a member of the channel. All of that helps support us to continue to create content, even when I'm on the go, even when we have to move our studio temporarily. I appreciate all of your help that we're able to continue to create on this, not Steve Harvey media platform, but our own platform that we are setting up for ourselves. All right. I want to talk about one last hot topic. One last hot topic. You thought the show was over. No. We have one last hot topic because this goes back to what we were talking about. When you take one person out of the situation and you put another type of person in the situation, like the Erica Mena situation, and I'm like, if this had been a man, they probably would have said, lock him up, put him under the jail. But some of you might be saying this today. Abby Lee Miller. You know Abby Lee Miller from that dance reality show? Well, she did a recent interview and had this to say.
What?
All the Right Moves?
No.
That's the best movie ever.
With him in it?
Oh my God, yes. All the Right Moves. He's a high school football player. Oh my God. That's my downfall. I like the high school football players. I still like them.
I like the coaches.
Not one that used to be in high school, but one that is. Yes.
Literally, the podcast host is trying to give her an opportunity to clean it up. And she leans in and she's like, I'll play it one more time.
What?
All the Right Moves?
No.
That's the best movie ever.
With him in it?
Oh my God, yes. All the Right Moves. He's a high school football player. Oh my God. That's my downfall. I like the high school football players. I still like them.
I like the coaches.
Not one that used to be in high school, but one that is. Yes.
Not the one that used to be in high school, the one that still is. And I'm sure if you follow the news, there have been recent stories of teachers, not all teachers, we love our teachers, but recently people that are in schools that are abusing their power and taking advantage of children. So I said, if this had been a man saying this on a podcast, it'd be a whole other conversation. Either way, it is creepy. Creepy. All right, let me say thank you. We had another super chat. Latanya, thank you so much for the super sticker. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Guys, you can also support the channel by liking the video. We have over 1,400 of you guys here. Thank you so much for being here. Can we get to 800 likes? Can we? Maybe. I'm going to wrap it up here, but I do have a new video coming out in regards to this Erica Mena situation. So stay tuned for that. If you don't want to miss out on anything, I know you probably think because you watch the videos and you're not subscribed that they still show up for you. No, they don't. You're missing out on our community posts, our shorts that we post. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 300,000 subscribers. Almost at 300,000 subscribers, so thank you to all of you. And we will be posting the timestamps after the live, so shout out to our King's Guards. Please be sure to thank them for holding us down for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours here for our Tuesday Takeover. If you're not familiar with Tuesday Takeover, it's where we cover a variety of pop culture news, reality TV, and reality TV news. We covered a lot today. If you missed it, we posted a new video on Wendy Williams earlier today, so be sure to give that a like and a comment. And thank you all for being here. Thank you to everyone watching on TikTok. We appreciate you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for the gifts and tapping your screens. We will get back, hopefully, in our studio at some point. So stay tuned for that. But I hope you enjoyed the show regardless. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I will see you guys in the next video. I have to go edit it. Let's get out of here with some music.
Never mind.